Things don't work out the way I plan sometimes. Good morning. I've come down to a place called South Milton Sands, which is a place called Thurleston, which is literally just down the road from our house. It's about a 10-minute drive. A little bit cloudy, but the sun should break through soon, so I'm going to head down towards the coast here. I've got a couple of shots in mind. I come down here pretty much every day with the dog. He is here with my partner somewhere, so I'll introduce you later on. It's a bit crazy, but yeah, it's a great place, but it's constantly changing with the tides. I came down here day before yesterday, and the sandbank that I wanted to shoot is already gone, but there is another bit that I'm hopeful that'll work. But so I'm going to get set up. Got my welly boots on this morning because I inevitably get wet feet otherwise. But I'll just spin you around in the background there. Just see that there, that little rock. That's Thurleston Rock out in the ocean there. So that'll hopefully catch some of this nice morning light when it appears. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over and get set up. A little bit cold this morning, but not too bad. And it's a bit windy as well, so at the moment I'm out of the wind, but it should be okay in a bit, hopefully when the sun comes up. So it's a bit windy this morning, so hopefully the wind noise is at a minimum. I've got my back to the wind. I've got my shot set up now, which I'll turn you around and let you have a look at in a minute. I'm just waiting for the light to pop through. It's still behind the headland at the moment, but I've taken a few frames because the light's touching over on the headland over that way, and it was just touching the rock. There was some rock out in the water just now, so I'm just waiting for the light to pop up, hopefully to light this foreground up. So I'll show you the composition. So we've got this nice sand ridge here running through. It's got a nice curve going out, and then the focal point is Thurleston Rock. You can see on the headland over there, the light's touching that nicely, but ideally I want a bit of light on this rim of the sandbank here. So I'm shooting in portrait format. I love that kind of walk-in effect that you get with a nice wide lens, shooting right out at 16mm. So you've got this very, very sharp edge, this sandbank at the foreground, and then that kind of leads your eye through. But with a wide lens like that, obviously focusing, I need to focus about a third of the way into the scene, and then stop down to about f16, which is normally good. Sometimes if I'm getting a little bit of fall off on focus in the distance or in the foreground, I'll do like a step focus just to get everything in. But yeah, still waiting for the light, so we'll see what happens. Like I say, it's very windy here, so hopefully this is going to work out. Here's my little bundle of joy. Huxley, you want me to throw your stick? Well, even though I was relatively happy with that shot, I wasn't 100% happy, so I've come back a couple of days later and in the evening. Same location, same viewpoint, but obviously the light is in a different place, so I'm going to try it again. Sometimes things, you know, when I was taking the shot, I wasn't entirely happy with it, but you know, you've got to try these things. So let's give it a go tonight and see if it makes any difference. Right, so I'm set up again, same spot, but completely different. Well, kind of completely different. The sandbank isn't as high over that way. Still got this nice ridge running through, and it's coming up to high tide in about half an hour or so. The sky's a little bit more interesting, but I might try one now with a 6-dot filter just to blur the water, because it's coming in. I'm just hoping I don't get actually flooded here. Whoop, nearly. Just hoping my bag doesn't go out to sea. I'll just spin you around to see so you can see what I've got here. So there we go. That's the rock out in the distance. Still got this, but I've got this lovely light on the sand from this way. So when I was shooting the other morning, obviously I didn't get the light on this sandbank. The light was over my left-hand shoulder. So this is much better light-wise. I might. There's a big bank of cloud out on the horizon, so the sun's going to disappear in probably about half an hour or so, I would have thought. So I'm going to try a couple of these shots now with a 6-dot ND filter. I'm going to get washed into the sea in a minute, so I might have to escape. But this is working out much better now. I'm really pleased with these. Well, the tide's actually cut me off, so I'm going to have to walk back up around the other way. I'm going to walk back to that bridge, take a couple of shots there while I've got some last light on there. And while I'm wandering down to this bridge, I've got to say a big thanks for everybody that watched the video that I put out last week. It's got some good feedback on it, lots of comments, lots of likes, and again, like I say, please hit that like button when you're watching these, because it helps. YouTube has punished me big time because I haven't posted anything for a couple of years, but hopefully that'll improve. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not too much of a worry. Right, I'm just coming down to this bridge now. So I've come across the other side of the beach now, and I'm doing some long exposures. Basically, I wait for the wave to come right up around my feet. I've got like that. So I wait for the wave to come up around my feet. Just as it starts to turn and recede back down the beach, I trip the shutter, and it records this lovely sort of fall off and the patterns of the water that the waves are creating. It's a bit precarious because I've got my tripod dug in, so I've got to wait for that opportune moment before I trip the shutter. And obviously, if the wave's quite big, the tripod starts to sink as you expose the frame. So obviously it makes the frame blurry, creates camera shake. So it's just about timing, really, getting it right, waiting for the right wave. Here's another one coming up now. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm using a mix of ND filters. I'm using case filters. So there's an ND64, which is a 6-stop, and also an ND16, which is 3-stop, I believe. I find now the lights drop in the 64, which is the 6-stop, is a bit too much. I've got a polarizer on there as well, just to take the glare off the water a bit. So the ND16, the 3-stop filter, is much better. And it's producing shots like this. And as you can see in the shot, I've waited for the wave to recede and also for the tripod to stop sinking into the sand before I trip the shutter. And once you trip the shutter, it records that flow of water going back down the beach, which looks lovely. So I've retreated to the back of the beach now, on dry land. I've got salt spray everywhere, all over the lenses, all over the filters. So I'm going to wrap up in a minute. The light's dropping now. I've got some nice shots tonight. And it's always worth, if you're unsure of a shoot, it's always worth going back and reshooting if you can. I wasn't quite sure on that first morning, so I'm really glad I came back. And I've no doubt that I'll come back here again at some point in the future. So I'm going to end the video now. Thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe and hit the like button, it all helps. And I will see you on the next one.